How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And before we get started, I want to let you guys know the private group is now live. Whether you're an investor or you're a trader and you want to be in a group of like-minded individuals, then this group is for you. If you're interested, the link is inside the description, and we'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. Why did the restaurant hire a pig? Because he was good at baking. Bacon? Anyway, so what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. Of course, I'm going to be giving you guys an update, but before we get started, you already know we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder, or maybe you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. You're seeing a lot of volatility, and I want to make sure you guys are prepared and you're not surprised when you see certain prices going across your cell phone or whether you're looking at it on your computer screen. Then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know, are short sellers still vested heavily in OCGN stock? I feel this is key because it does add to its overall volatility and does impact the price action. Then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution, looking at those large scale orders in the last 5 days. We want to see what that looks like because this is going to contribute to the prices that we're seeing. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's jump into it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $8.03, being down 5.08% on the day. On the low, it tested $7.90, and then on the high, testing $8.54. So the chart that we're using is actually the 1 year daily chart. You want to see how it's lining up with our indicators. So you can see down below, we're right at 49.51 points on the RSI. So what does this mean? We are not in the overbought territory, but we're also not deep in the oversold territory, so right in the middle. So when we take a look at our 200-day, of course, we're showing strength above it. You can see the 21-day EMA, we're just sitting right on it, being at $7.96, and yes, we are below the 100-day. So one thing that we could clearly be aware of, yes, we have an area of resistance right here at this $9 level, and we've spoken about this. This is a psychological area. If we can have a lot of buying volume and a lot of demand going through OCGN right when it's at this $9 level, then it could take off. But of course, we had selling pressure. So we talked about previous videos, areas of support. So one thing that is great to see, it is holding up $8. It tested the low of $7.90 and ended up coming back. Now, what if it decides to pull back even further? So one of the areas to look out for will be right here around this 740 area, and also taking into consideration right here around this $7 area. So I'd like to see these areas actually hold up. We already know we are waiting catalyst coming through in July, so seeing the $7 area show some strength would be something that would be great to see, because we know if we end up getting some great news coming through, then we can look forward to seeing a strong pop and then getting back to that $9 area. If we pull back further, like getting into the sixes and so on, then this is where I kind of say, well, you know what, we want to make sure this holds up very well, because if we do pull back even further, then it can get down to around $5. So I want you guys to be aware of that, know what the risks are inside this play, and that's what I wanted to let you guys know. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for OCGN. So we can see here the short volume ratio is at 31%, and this is taking the close as of June the 29th. When we take a look at the market volume, so what amount of shares that were being traded, so out of 32.2 million shares that were traded, we had 10.1 million of these shares that were actually sold short. So very significant there. When we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 600,000, updated 7 minutes ago, and the short borrow free rate being very high at 33.36%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could definitely seeing it being at 31.40. It's been its highest since even going back to June 16th, what you guys can see in front of you on the screen. So what does this mean? Yes, we have a lot of shorts who are invested in OCGN, and they're saying, hey, the price needs to come down. Of course, this is no surprise that if you've been in this play, you're used to seeing high short interest overall in general. So what does this mean? We have more volatility. So I want to make sure you guys understand, you're prepared, and you know what you're getting yourself into if you're inside of this play. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflow we had 42, and on the outflow we had 43. We had 0 on the large for both. We had 30 on the medium for both. We had 12 on the small on the inflow, and then we had 13 for the outflow. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, the last time we had a big time inflow day was on June the 24th. We had 2,173.6. We have outflow days on the 25th and as well as the 29th. As far as how it looks, that means for the most of this week, or sorry, the past 5 trading days, we have had an outflow overall beating out the inflow. We do know this stock comes with a lot of volatility, and there's a lot of people that are dependent in this play in regards to speculation. Certain catalysts have to come through. So as far as the selling is concerned, it could go down even lower due to the fact we are going into a long weekend, people wanting to protect profits. You know what I mean? A lot of selling pressure. So I want to make sure that is something that you are prepared for, and there's going to be volatility, and you need to be able to handle it if you are in this play and if you do have high conviction. So now let's get into the final thoughts. So before we get into the final thoughts, I just saw this recent update in regards to Covaxin, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys right now. So India tells EU nations accept Covaxin or face mandatory quarantine. As the European Union relaxes travel restrictions under its Green Passport scheme, India has requested the members of the 27-nation grouping to individually consider allowing Indians who have taken Covishield and Covaxin vaccines to travel to Europe. Sources said adding India will institute a reciprocal policy for recognition of the EU digital COVID certificate. So this is definitely an update that we need to be aware of here. India is pretty much telling the EU, allow travel. Yes, we use Covishield and as well as Covaxin. They are definitely great vaccines, so there should not be any issues whatsoever. So I look at this, it comes down to politics. This is why it is so key for biotech and as well working alongside with Ocugen. They really need to get this EUL. As long as WHO could recognize Covaxin and they can make it on the EUL, then I'm pretty sure Europe will be like, all right. We'll let Indians come in, or we allow travel if they are taking Covaxin or Covishield. So this is part of the reasons why, as far as the catalyst going down in July, the end results of the phase 3, and also apparently we want to hear from WHO, but also for what I've seen from other sources as well, this can take as long as September. But we're looking forward to hearing that news much earlier, because of course this is going to have an impact on the overall stock for OCGN. When we took a look at the short interest information, we also do see shorts are heavily vested in this play as well. The short volume ratio has gone up. It'll be very interesting to see what those final numbers are later on in the evening for today, but I won't be surprised if it continues to increase. Many of the institutions, a lot of funds are looking at it like this. We're going to drive this price down going into the long weekend. Retail, there's going to be a lot of sell-offs as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see if OCGN could hold up those areas of support like we spoke about. When taking a look at the order flow, we do see there's a lot of outflow, so there's a lot of selling pressure. So we're definitely going to have to be patient, see what happens with OCGN stock. You got to make sure you have high conviction. The way how things are looking, it's very dependent on this catalyst in regards to WHO, and also on top of that, making sure as far as those trials being done on US soil so we can get that FDA approval is going to be very key here. We're also looking forward to actually get into Canada as well with emergency use. So there's a lot of things that are moving and going on with Ocugen right now, and making sure Covaxin can be well known on the global stage and also help with the overall pandemic. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll be talking real soon.